Ephesians chapter 5, verse 11. And have no fellowship with the unfruitful works of darkness, but rather reprove them. For it is a shame even to speak of those things which are done of them in secret. It's all a matter of freedom. Freedom of conscience, freedom of speech, freedom of action. The Heritage Guide to the Constitution of the United States of America. We, the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, promote the general warfare, and secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our posterity, do ordain and establish this Constitution for the United States of America. Amendment number 1. Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion, or prohibiting the free exercise thereof, or abridging the freedom of speech or of the press, or of the right of the people peaceably to assemble and to petition the government for redress of grievances. United Nations, peace, dignity, and equality of a healthy planet. Universal Declaration of Human Rights. The Universal Declaration of Human Rights is a milestone document in the history of human rights, drafted by representatives with different legal and cultural backgrounds from all regions of the world. The Declaration was proclaimed by the United Nations General Assembly in Paris on 10th of December 1948 as a common standard of achievement for all people and all nations. It set out for the first time fundamental human rights to be universally protected, and it has been translated into over 500 languages. The UDHR is widely recognized as having inspired and paved the way for the adoption of more than 70 human rights treaties applied today on a permanent basis of global and regional level, all containing references to it in their preambles. Article 18 of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. Everyone has the right to freedom of thought, conscience, and religion. This right includes freedom to change his religion or belief, and freedom, either alone or in community with others and in public or private, to manifest his religion or belief in teaching, practice, worship, and observance. We know that the United Nations Human Rights was written by a woman by the name of Alice Bailey, and the United Nations was founded by the occult and has a flat earth map on their official logo. There is a satanic library inside the United Nations building called Lucis Trust. It was founded by Alice Bailey, who was a New Age occultist. The attraction to this particular case is because we wanted to show you the difference between the United Nations with the logo with the flat earth and its Universal Declaration of Rights and the Declaration of the United States in the 1796 of the Constitution of the United States with its Charter of Right at the level of Amendment number 1, having to do directly with the establishment of a religion which is not permitted by the Congress, a specific religion under the government, and of prohibiting the free exercise thereof of religion. We would like to attract your attention now to something very important, because the United Nations, which is under the Covenant of Rome, which we believe is directly connected with the papacy, one day soon we will have to face a new world order that will impose a Sunday law. We have seen that in our study at the beginning of history of our sessions, and it is very important to remember those facts. We would like you now to listen carefully to the warning that is presented here because of those principles of liberty of conscience and religious liberty, which we believe will be destroyed, and they are under destruction right now under the New World Order, which we saw was established in the 1990s, and it has progressed, even though people may not believe it. Those of us who have seen globalism, we have seen the change in the economy, the change in sharing our goods with other countries, and we have seen how the economy has gone down for many, many countries that used to be very prosperous. So please listen carefully and see if this has value.
Warning: the principles of liberty of conscience as protected by the United States Constitution are presently under attack, and if the new church-state government under a New World Order ever comes to power, a repetition of the persecution of the Dark Ages is sure to be repeated. The importance of protecting these principles were understood by the fathers of the Reformation and of the United States Constitution, and unless the world wakes up to uphold these principles, we will soon see the power of the beast reenacted to destroy these principles and those who cherish them. Number 1. The most sacred principle of the United States Constitution is the equality of every citizen before the law. But the fundamental principle of the new church and state government under the New World Order will be the denial of that equality. Number 2. Liberty of conscience is proclaimed by the United States as a most sacred principle which every citizen must uphold, even at the price of his blood. But liberty of conscience will be declared by the church and state government under a New World Order a most godless, unholy, and diabolical thing which every citizen must abhor and destroy at any cost. Number 3. The American Constitution assures the absolute independence of the civil from the ecclesiastical or church power, but the church and state government under the New World Order will declare that such independence is an impiety and revolt against God. Number 4. The American Constitution leaves every man free to serve God according to the dictates of his conscience. But the church and state government under the New World Order will declare that no man has ever had such a right, and that the church and state government under the New World Order alone can know and say what men must believe and do. Number 5. The Constitution of the United States denies the right for anybody to punish any other for differing from him in religion. But a church and state government under a New World Order will say that it has the right to punish, with the confiscation of their goods or the penalty of death, those who differ in faith from the church and state government of the New World Order. Number 6. The United States have established schools all over their immense territories where they invite the peoples to send their children that they may cultivate their intelligence and become good and useful citizens. But the church and state government under a New World Order will publicly curse all those schools and forbid their children to attend them under pain of excommunication in this world and damnation in the next. Number 7. The Constitution of the United States is based on the principle that the people are the primary source of all civil power. but the church and state government under a New World Order will proclaim that this principle is impious and heretical. It will say that all government must rest upon the foundation of the Catholic faith, with the Pope alone as the legitimate and infallible source and interpreter of the law.
Many of these points have already been covered today, as far as we see of the rejection of separation of church and state, which has been upheld by the United States of America for many years now. It has been upheld, but now it's being rejected, and now we can even see it in the United States of America. We're thinking even especially at the level of their school and the level of education that they're presenting now in these schools. May the Lord help us to understand that these things are right among us right now, and it's time that we wake up and we make a stand, and we not only pray, but that we become active in defending religious liberty, religious freedom, separation of church and state. May the Lord help us, we ask, in his precious name. Hallelujah.